What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video on the $100 flip up challenge. This is going to be part 4, and everything went as planned with the last PC and that case that we had on the last video. I ended up putting the PC up for $550 and the case for $50 so we could end up getting $600, and I was willing to potentially take a slight loss if we had to go down, but I ended up getting rid of it without any issues and ended up getting my $600 that I was forecasting. So what I ended up doing was, luckily I found these two PCs that are a little bit older hardware and really dirty, to be honest. So these things, they're not too bad, but we do have some good and some bad in both of these PCs. As we take a look at both of these PCs, the only disclaimer that I have for both of these is that I'm tapped out on money. So I got both of these computers for $300 each, so that $600 what we made off the last PC in case we don't have any other funds. So whenever I found this first PC for $400 and talked her down to $300, she did have a listing stating that it was very slow. Whenever I looked at the parts list, I noticed that all it had as a boot drive and storage was a hard drive. So it does have a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's got some fans that are kind of mixed match colors, and the wire management is just really not that good. But it does have an 8 gig RX 570 and an Intel i7 9700. So honestly, I think we're going to have plenty of performance out of this thing to turn around and flip it for a profit. Also, it does have a 700 watt power supply and 16 gigs of RAM, so we should not have any issue with any type of performance once we get this thing cleaned up, do a little cable management. The only thing about it is that hard drive and this thing being slow, but that's where this other PC comes in handy. So this PC was a similar situation, priced at $400, offered $300. He took it without hesitation. So I got these two within a week of each other and similar settings, but this is going to be a Ryzen 7 2700X and an RX 590 8 gig. Also 16 gigs of RAM, and it does have that CyberPower AIO in it. So honestly, once we get this thing cleaned up and reassembled, we will not have any issues turning around and flipping both of these PCs, hopefully for about $500 a piece, and end up breaking that $1,000 threshold. And really, I think the Steam is just going to continue pushing us toward being able to flip these things, potentially get 3 PCs next time and continue to end up selling for $500 each time. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to focus a lot on parts on this one because we're not really adding to, we're not really upgrading, except for taking one of the SSDs out of this one and putting into this PC to help it with its speed and performance. So this one does have an M.2 SSD for a boot drive, and it's only, I think, 128 gigs. It also has a 2.5 inch SSD and a hard drive included. So I will take one of those SSDs, pair it with this other PC that has a 2 terabyte hard drive. We'll have plenty of speed, plenty of performance, and we won't have any issues. But ultimately what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the fans straightened out on this one, get the colors all lined up, clean both of these computers out, and get them flipped around and get these things ready to sell. So hopefully it won't be too much of a hassle, but let's just jump right into it. All right, so as you can see, like I said, all we're doing is tearing this thing down, cleaning it up, making sure it looks really good. So whenever we take our pictures, everything looks like a new computer. We've got the fans, the LEDs all synced together. Everything has been cleaned up and this thing is running great. The temps are good, the performance is good. It will definitely get some good gaming performance, so we're not worried about that. But that's the first PC down. Now it's time to jump into that second PC, get that thing cleaned up so we can get both of these wrapped up and on Marketplace. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so now that we've got the second PC all cleaned up and ready to reassemble, I wanted to go over some of the parts that we have to kind of touch on both of these PCs. So both of them are RX 500 series cards. So we've got the 570 in one, we've got the 590 in the other, but both are 8 gig cards. We did pull that 128 gig M.2 drive out of this PC to put as a boot drive in the other PC. And this one we're gonna leave that 240 gig, 2.5 inch SSD, and both PCs end up having 2 terabyte hard drives. Both computers have 8-core CPUs, one having the i7, one having a Ryzen 7. Honestly, I don't think we're going to have any issues. These, in my opinion, are both kind of mid-tier gaming PCs, but I don't think we're going to have any issues with getting rid of these things, turn around and making that profit so we can roll it into more. So what I'm going to do right now, get back to this one, get it assembled, get it ready to go, cleaned up, and honestly just get it out the door. All right, there we go. Two good looking mid-tier gaming PCs that we shouldn't have any issue flipping for $500 to $550 each to break that $1,000 threshold. That's going to put us in a different level to where we can either end up getting 3 PCs or get 2 really good PCs that we can continue to flip for more. And honestly, I don't think we're going to have an issue. We're on that down slope now to where we've got the money rolling, everything's going really well, and we've got that momentum. So what we're going to end up doing, get some good pictures, post these up on Marketplace, and then we'll be ready for part 5, and hopefully we've got something good to show for it. Only have a couple episodes left for this series, and honestly, I don't think we'll be long before we end up having a 3080 gaming PC, in which I would consider good high tier gaming PC. So honestly, this whole series has been a lot of fun. I greatly appreciate you watching. If you haven't watched the past couple episodes, honestly, part 1 through 4 have been a really fun experience. And if you are into this kind of thing, it does go to show you with a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of good picture taking, and just honestly accurate descriptions on Facebook Marketplace, you'll have no issues flipping computers into what we have right here. So thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate you being here. Feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see, or let me know what your current builds are that you have flipped for either a profit, or what you bought for a bargain and what you've turned it into now. So thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time.